Hi guys, 18Dap here and welcome to this matchday vlog. It's Doncaster Rovers hosting top of the table Leyton Orient. It's the return of Richie Wellens. Let's get the video started. So guys, welcome to this matchday vlog. Doncaster Rovers versus top of the table and Richie Wellens as Leyton Orient. It's going to be a very, very tough game, this one. If you want to hear my thoughts in a little bit more detail, I will link the match preview in the top corner of the screen now. Questions over McSheffrey's future. The last three games should have all been wins, in fairness. I wanted 7 to 9 points. I'd have accepted 7 with improved performances. I wanted 9. We only got 6 and performances didn't improve. So I think he's treading on very thin ice at the minute. I think anything other than a win today will see the back of McSheffrey at Doncaster Rovers. But performances need to improve. I mean, I've seen social media people wanting us to get absolutely hammered so that sees the back of McSheffrey. I don't get that mentality. I'm in the same mind frame. We've just not improved enough for me. But to want your team to get battered, I can't get on board with that. What I'd much rather think is that the club and the board have realised that there's been very little progress in terms of style of play and identity. Forget if you've not had the best team to put out. I think he's had a very good squad this season. He's probably put the best team out that he could in every single game. Performances just have not been there. It's simple as that. So hopefully the club are seeing that and they're putting things in place to make a smooth transition between Gary McSheffrey and the next manager, or they're going to stick by him, but that's the club's prerogative. Us as fans have got our right to say what we want, but for me, unfortunately, it's just not quite worked. I wanted it to, but like I say, the style of play and the identity is just not there for me at the minute, and I think we've got a squad capable of pushing for top 3, and that's just my personal opinion. But this is a good marker to see whereabouts we are in reality, if we're actually close to the top 3 or a million miles away. So I'm looking forward to this one, in all honesty. I've gone with a 2-0 defeat, but Doncaster being Doncaster will probably turn them over and put in a decent performance and be chalk and cheese compared to Tuesday night at Hartlepool. So as always, we will get to the ground, give you the confirmed team lineup. We'll try and get a Leyton Orient fan on fans' thoughts. We'll get the family's thoughts on McSheffrey and the scoreline for today as well. And then we'll bring you some, hopefully, some Donny fans celebrating some goals, but we will see how that goes. So let's get down to the ground. Max, thoughts? I mean, big question is Gary McSheffrey. Do you think he should still be the manager or not?
I think he should still be the manager, yeah.
Going to give him time?
Yeah.
Yeah? Lovely stuff. Score prediction, you top of table at the minute?
Yeah. I'm thinking 2-1 them.
2-1 them. There we go. Lovely stuff. We'll move on to my dad.
Move on to me. Better view.
So
not.
No.
No.
So you went to Hartlepool. Was it as bad as everybody said?
Worse, I think. The only shining light there was Bobby Faulkner.
Yeah.
For me.
Good finish.
Everybody else, they couldn't string 2 passes together.
Not good.
If we did pass it went side to side or back to keeper. And for me, keeper needs to distribute it a lot faster as well.
Yeah.
Just holds on to it. It's like you can see a run coming up and stuff like that, and it's just like release it. You know what I mean? For me, that's his only fault. We made an excellent save in first half. Don't get me wrong, they should have been 3-4 0 up at that time. We have that. They were more up for it than we were. And
just not good.
Just not good enough, I'm afraid. Better in second half, and we'll come out with 2 up front. Looked like we could turn it around. But then
he's reverted to 1 up front today.
Must know something we don't.
Crazy. Madness.
Absolute balmy. I'll be honest with you, I'm never a fan for 1 up front at home. Never a fan of 1 up front at home. You expect too much of one man against 3 or 4 defenders, you've no chance. Absolutely no chance. And it's exact same when Goldie's taking a kick and everybody's stood on the left hand side. Who's going out tonight? Just to split the bloody team up. You know what I mean?
We've started him off here.
We've started him on the right now. I'm no manager, but it's not rocket science.
No.
You get 10 players all moving to left-handed pitch. 11 of their players move along with them. Just move them over to right, don't you?
Yeah.
Just spread it out to him, split it up a bit. But I'm sorry.
Simple game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Simple game that we're overcomplicating.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So, same question that I've just asked Max McSheffrey, in or out?
I'm sat off fence at the minute, to be fair. I'd like to see him do well. Yeah, I like to see him do well. I like the bloke. I think he's a nice bloke. But the more I'm watching the tactics and the games, I'm thinking it's time for a move.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to
Don't ask me
back him up.
who I think should come in.
No.
There's got to be somebody out there that's got a bit more knowledge and stuff. About putting one over on night just to pass it out, or at least pass it forward now and again. Or
give you a job.
It's not only me. It's not only me. I'm sure there's 3,000 or 4,000 in there think exactly the same.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, it's. I'm sat off, if we get an Amu today, then I think he's got to go.
Score prediction?
Can I have two?
No.
Can I have two?
I've gone 2-0. Max has gone 2-1. Both to them.
Both to them. I'm going to go 3-0 to them. Yeah?
Yeah.
But as Rovers beat Rovers...
Yeah, turn them over.
Yeah, on the other hand, we'll beat them 2-1.
There we go. Which one are you going for the table, though?
I'll go for a 2-1 then. If you're going for losses, just to keep it interesting, I'll go for a 2-1.
There we go.
I don't expect it though, put it that way. I do not expect it at all. So
there we go.
I'll let you move on.
Lovely stuff. And we've got Anthony here as well. We'll not ask for quite as much detail about the Rovers as what my dad's just give. Just a score prediction, mate.
I was actually going to say something, and from what I'm seeing is going the same way that Huddersfield do. Is trying to play the ball over the top, but without no players that are going to head the ball and get to the second ball, it's not going to work. Huddersfield played from the back into midfield and then kept passing it back and couldn't get forward, so therefore there were no goals, and that's why they nearly got relegated 2 seasons ago. So I completely agree that it's going down the same route. So I think it's. You're going to ask me if he should be sacked, then yeah, because you're not going to do all. You got one up top today, which Huddersfield always did, and they did nothing. So he needs to go if he's going to carry on with these tactics. We don't know the reason why Miller's here, not here, but yeah, you can't play with one up front in any league.
No, I'd agree with that. Score prediction?
3-0. We're going to go with 3-0.
Orient?
His dad? No.
3-0 Rovers?
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Orient. Right.
Yeah, sorry.
3-0 Orient.
I was going to say 3-0 Orient, and yeah, that's what I was sticking with.
Lovely stuff. Chris is still elsewhere, so we'll get to him in a second, but for now, let's go to fans' thoughts. So guys, welcome to Fans Thoughts. I'm joined by a couple of Leyton Orient fans, Harry and Stuart. Thank you for being on the show, guys.
Cheers, Dan.
You're welcome to say whatever you want about your club. But first question, expectations for the season. You're doing superbly, you're coming here top of the table. Was that the expectation, or are you overachieving at the minute?
I think we shouldn't be first, but I think we can get playoffs this season and maybe even get the win in playoffs.
Yeah, well, I thought at the beginning of the season I would have taken playoffs, definitely. But the start that we've had, and I think the summer transfer window was important. He kept the nucleus of last year's squad and just added quality to it. Like we had Theo Archibald on loan last season, but he was made permanent signing. We've brought Moncur in. Paul Smith, the lad that we got from QPR, was out injured for a lot last season, and he's playing regularly now. And he shouldn't be playing at this level, to be honest.
So you've got a number of players that are probably a level above where you're currently
I think so. Well, we'd like to think so, don't we, mate?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That kind of leads me on. I went with Charlie Kelman as the one to watch for you guys, but you watch your team week in, week out. Is there somebody else that us as Rovers fans should be watching out for?
George Moncur, he's magic.
He is.
Different level, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the ball, it's like a string on his foot.
Stuck to it.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. But fair play. Yeah, Kelman is going to cause some trouble. He does not stop running, does he? And he scored some good goals.
I've been quite surprised with fixture this season as well.
Yeah, Vigouroux in goal. He's made a couple of dodgy decisions, given away a couple of silly penalties, and saved them as well.
If you can give them away and save them, it's not too bad, is it?
Absolutely.
A quick word on Richie Wellens. So we know all about Richie as a player. He was an absolute legend. As a manager, it didn't quite work out. I think you kind of mentioned it, that he's kept the nucleus of the squad. I think he's inherited a very, very good squad and added a bit of quality.
Yeah.
Do you think that's helped him with the success that he's got so far this season? I mean, unbeaten in 10, your first loss against Newport last weekend.
Yeah.
Hopefully the second loss today, but I can't see it, to be honest. But what thoughts on Richie? Is he the man to take you forward?
He's perfect. I think if we go up, we should have him till League One, but then,
Yeah, I mean, he's I think he doesn't suffer fools gladly. I'm
no, definitely
that
not.
way.
Yeah.
He's if you don't get on with Wellens, you don't get on with him. But he's worked wonders. You know, some of last year's squad were not quite reaching the level, but they're now reaching that level. So he's obviously brought it out of them. And as you'll probably hear us sing today, we've got Super Richie Wellens. So yeah. But it'd be interesting to see what sort of response he gets from your lot.
I hope he gets a good one.
Really?
Yeah, it was an absolute legend as a player.
Yeah.
I just don't think I think it was the right club at the wrong time for him from a managerial point of view. But you never know. Some fans are fairly fickle, aren't they? Short memories.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And before I let you get off, just a score prediction. I've gone with a 2-0 defeat in this one. I always predict with my head and not my heart.
Yeah.
Obviously, always want to win every game, but you've got to be realistic. So I've gone 2-0 to the O's. What about yourself?
1-0 to the O's.
Yeah, and we did a score prediction on the supporters coach on the way up, and I was quite optimistic. I went 4-1 Orient.
Wow, do you know what? You might not be far off there. I hope you have a decent enough day.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
And
Thanks,
safe
mate.
journey home.
Good luck for the season.
Thank you. You
Cheers.
too.
Thank you.
So we've got our Chris thoughts. Same question that I've asked Max and my dad. Gary McSheffrey, in or out?
I'm not interested about it.
In or out?
Not interested about it.
In or out?
He's got to have till the end of the season.
There we go.
Another transfer window.
In.
Yeah. What's point? Oh yeah, if he's lost 3 games, is it such a big
4 games.
4 games? Is it such a big thing?
It's the lack of
Yeah,
style and identity, though, isn't it?
I get that, but
I've said on numerous videos, there's accountability for the full backroom team, and
how far do you stop?
I'm torn. But you're in. My dad's
In for now.
Max is in as well.
I think when we dropped down into this league, we could have done Scunny, we could have done an Oldham. I don't think it were a bounce back year. I think that the club had to say it to keep fans happy that we had an ambition. But for me, we're always about consolidate, see where we can go, and then push on next year. I didn't want to drop down into non-league, so and if he does that, it keeps us up. Hopefully, football does get better.
Needs to.
Yeah,
definitely needs to.
I'm not saying that, but it definitely needs to. But I'm not one for keep sacking managers. Don't do anybody any favours.
Get no consistency.
No, why don't we sack players who are shit? That might help.
Well, there you go.
But
Family friendly channel.
No,
We'll keep that in.
But we never do it, so it's manager's fault. So, never.
There we go.
Yeah, I think we'll win 2-1 because that's Donny way, innit? Get beat by somebody rubbish and beat somebody good.
I think my dad went 2-1. Did you go 2-1?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Ooh,
So, yeah.
A couple of wins and a couple of defeats. There we go. Thank you very much. So that's our Christmas thoughts. Let's check.
me on.
Yeah. Let's check out the confirmed team lineup. Confirmed team lineup for the Rovers. It's Jonathan Mitchell in goal, a back 4 of Noyle, Maxwell, Roshan Williams and Bobby Faulkner. Midfield we have got Adam Clayton, Harrison Biggins, Kyle Hurst, Ben Close and Luke Molyneux, with Kieran Agard up top on his own. I want to see 2 up top. 1 up front doesn't work in my opinion, but it is what it is. On the bench we've got Louis Jones, Adam Long, Barlow, Griffiths, Waltman, Seaman and Ravenhill. Hopefully that is the squad that can get us some points today. We will find out. Let's go and watch the first half. Playing us off the park. He's hitting this. Woo. First 10 minutes and it's all been Leyton Orient. Possession was 82-18 and I thought it was worse, to be fair. I thought it was 90-10. Barely had a touch of the ball, not stringing passes together. They've just had a close opportunity. Yeah, we need to get hold of the ball. Fans starting to turn because the football is poor once again. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Wow! What an absolute worldie! 26 minutes gone, Rovers 0, Leyton Orient 1. An absolute worldie of a goal. Overhead kick by Paul Smythe, but we have left their winger wide open on his own down the left hand side, and to be fair we're lucky to have got to 26 minutes without conceding yet. We barely had a touch of ball. not stringing passes together once again. Just looked an absolute shadow. Very poor, so poor. It is unreal. Can't take it away from the finish though. Fantastic finish. But I don't know, we're just so poor. Possession now is 80-20 at home, 80% to Leyton Orient, 20% possession. That just shows we have not had a touch of the ball. 27 gone, 1-0 Orient. Very poor. Half-time, Rovers 0, Leyton Orient 1, and a big boo from the crowd. And I feel for McSheffrey because the players just aren't playing. Very poor performance from every single individual apart from Bobby Faulkner. Bobby Faulkner's the only one who's trying to pull these through with a scruff of the neck, but everybody else, poor to a man, made it very easy for Leyton Orient. That's probably one of the worst halves of football that I've seen in a long time, and that's after a poor season last season. But just a lack of interest from every single player there. Something needs to change at half time. I do feel for McSheffrey. Normally the buck stops at the manager, but I don't think that's fair in this instance. I think players have down tools. Whatever the players have down tools, we will get absolutely nothing. Let's see if we can get back into it in the second half.
I'll go for a paper.
No, mate.
Yeah, 2-0 down.
Go on, boys. Play, boys, come on. Go on. Ooh, yes! Hey! Hey! Come on! Big chance there, decent bit of football down the left-hand side. Shot taken by Close. It's fumbled by the keeper, but Rio just couldn't sort his feet out. He just worked. We were on his heels a bit, to be fair. Miss it a couple of half swipes at the ball to try and get it beyond the keeper and beyond the line and into the back of the net, but just didn't quite happen. 64 gone, still 1-0. And in all fairness, we've not deserved anything yet this game. Slightly better second half to the first, but that's not very difficult because the first half was extremely poor. But yeah, it is what it is. Slightly better. Can't see anything coming from this game in all honesty. Still 1-0 to Orient. Go on. Yes! Get in there! Come on! Come on, boys! Get in! I really can't understand what's coming out of the south stand today though. We've had songs from McSheffrey, get out of our club McSheffrey, McSheffrey's our king. Make your mind up lads, come on. The performance from the players has been poor today. That is not McSheffrey for me, that is the players. And they've shown that what they can do from a decent bit of football down the right hand side, a lovely ball in and a fantastic header. And tails are up now. Tails are up. This is not over. Leyton Orient are a very good team. If we can get a point out of this, it's acceptable. But for me, the players are letting McSheffrey down in this one. Or they were. Something's changed. Tails are up. 76 gone. 1-1. Come on. Good free kick from Orient there, whipped in. Number 19 got his head on it before any of our defenders and clips the top of the crossbar and goes over. We've looked much more positive since the goal. We've been lacking this all game. That first half was just so lacklustre, so poor, and it's given us something to have to chase again. And I just can't understand how McSheffrey puts one up front for the first half and then makes a big change. 3 subs at half time to go 2 up front, and we just look a lot more positive on the ball and in the game. I think it needs to see what works and what doesn't. But having said that, that doesn't kind of take into account just the abject performance from the players. Really let him down in the first half, in my opinion. There is 4 minutes to go. It's still 1-1. Possibly another goal in this yet, though. Set up for a lovely finish here. Max Waltman so close to getting us a shot off on target, potentially 2-1 up. But he worked out a decent amount of space. He's looked bright since he came on at half time. Good opportunity, put it onto his left foot, but just couldn't quite get the shot off. 4 minutes at the time. Is there still a goal in this? Hopefully it's this way. We don't want to lose this one after getting back into it, but in all honesty, after that first half, don't really deserve anything, but we'll take it. Come on, go, go! Full-time, Rovers 1, Orient 1, and that second half performance for me was much improved. Well, I say much improved, it was more improved than the first half. Yeah, marginally better than the first half. But that's what we want as fans. We want to see the players playing for the manager. We didn't see that in the first half, and it was a very poor, sloppy, just dire performance. One of the worst I've seen, in fairness, in a long, long time, and that's including last season. Could have been 2 or 3 down at half time. It was a fantastic goal that got them 1-0 up. Lovely overhead kick. Didn't show it on the screen, did they?
No, they didn't.
Very disappointed with that, so we'll be watching that on the highlights later. But we showed that we can play football, and the bit of football that we did play resulted in a goal. A very good header from Biggins, got us back in the game. And from there on, I thought there was only really going to be one winner, and that was us. But time was against us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We ran out of time. I mean, Leyton Orient still posed a threat, even though we kind of got back in the game, the free kick. But other than that, I don't think they offered too much. We'll take the point. Is it enough to save McSheffrey? I don't know.
Carlisle next.
Yeah, the argument is McSheffrey's not asked the players to play like they did in the first half. I'm not having it any. I can't accept that that's what he's asked them to do, because we weren't at it, were we?
No idea.
But it is what it is. We'll take the point. We'll move on to the next game, which is Carlisle away. Another tough fixture. Win that and we're in the playoffs. But the question about McSheffrey still being here will hang over this club like a dark cloud at the minute, I think.
But if you're in the playoffs and you're getting rid of a manager, surely he's doing something right.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Very tough. But we'll take the point, we'll move on. And that's where I'm going to leave this one. If you've enjoyed it, please stick a big thumbs up on it for us, please. Comments in the section down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night for the 72 review with Ian Bradley and Punk Chef. Ian was here today, didn't get him on the video, but he will be, he did a vlog as well. So I'll link that somewhere at some point. So all that's left me to say is thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.